Lilavati Hospital has been built by my late father, Mr. Kishore Mehta, and Mrs. Charu Mehta, my mother, in the year 1978 when this trust was set up. We commenced operations on this hospital in the year 1993. It is more than 300-bed hospital with state-of-the-art medical equipments and more than 400 doctors and full-time and part-time consultants. We have always our motto has been to serve humanity in healthcare. There were certain unfortunate circumstances which occurred during the years that ensued from the year when the hospital was in operation in 1993. In the year around 2000, 2001, one Mr. Vijay Mehta, in collusion with certain ex current, certain ex-trustees led by Mr. Chetan Mehta, Niket Mehta, and others, forged signatures of my father and mother to appoint themselves as permanent trustees. There was a lot of litigation which followed, and when the magistrate court ruled that there is prima facie forgery and fabrication of documents, based on this, we moved the Honorable Supreme Court, and in 2023, the Supreme Court directed the Assistant Charity Commissioner to decide the change reports, which decide the status of trusteeship of the rival group, whether they are trustees or not, was ordered. After a lengthy trial, their change reports came to be rejected and they were no longer declared as trustees. So the entire tenure which they served was illegal and unlawful, which was declared by the Assistant Charity Commissioner. This was challenged right up to the Supreme Court, where they failed to procure any interim orders. And as of today, there is no court which has declared their trusteeship to be in their favor. When we took charge, when the current board of trustees came into management, and we took charge in the year December 2023, that is when we learned that huge monies have been siphoned off by the earlier erstwhile board of trustees, and which has been to the tune of more than 2,000 crores. There were forensic audits which were conducted by the current board of trustees, and what has come to light is shocking, that through bogus bills, bogus fictitious purchases, donations which have been bogus, a lot of monies have been siphoned off, and most of these ex-trustees are NRIs, which are Dubai residents and residents of Belgium, and they have transferred these monies and bought huge assets in their favor. Currently, there are more than 3 FIRs which have been filed, and the Mumbai police is on the lookout for all these ex-trustees, but they have already eloped and they are residing in either Dubai or Belgium. This by far is one of the biggest medical scams in history. I would now pass on the mic also to Mr. Marangi to throw light on this.
Friends, as Mr. Prashant Mehta just briefed you, while the trust was in control of the illegally appointed trustees for a period of nearly 20 years, huge amounts of monies were siphoned off by doing various irregularities and illegalities. And when these came to light during the forensic audit, thereafter we have registered a series of FIR against the former trustees. The first FIR was registered at Bandra Police Station, uh, which was again under the sections of forgery, cheating, misappropriation. That was, I think, to the tune of about 12 crores of amount in approximation of 12 crores. Thereafter, we lodged further complaints with the Bandra police station for siphoning of funds to the tune of 44 crores in guise of legal fees. These amounts were siphoned off and they were shown as legal fees paid to the advocates. When police failed to register the FIR, we approached the Court of Honorable JMFC, 12th Court at Bandra Courts, and the Honorable JMFC directed the police to register an FIR under the sections of forgery, cheating, and misappropriation, and the amount involved was 44 crores. Further, in the forensic audit, it came to notice that more than 1250 crores was siphoned off for the purpose of purchases for the hospital, and these purchases were not done through the regular channel of the hospital. There is a purchase department in the hospital. An alternative domain was created, and all these operations were kept off the book. Whether the goods were actually received in the hospital or not, who supervised, where the payments made, these were all fictitious payments and all done through a fictitious entity called Economic. On the basis of forensic audit, we lodged a complaint for cheating, forgery, and siphoning of funds up to the tune of 1250 crores with the Bandra police station. When Bandra police station failed to register an FIR, following the due process, we moved the court of the Honorable JMFC 12th Court, and recently we received an order from the Honorable JMFC directing the police to register an FIR. On basis of that, FIR has been registered a couple of days ago, and the accused name are the seven of the former trustees and various other entities which were created for the purpose of this modus operandi. So this is the most shocking thing which has come out very recently in the further forensic audit, and that we have recently written Mr. Prashant Mehta, permanent trustee, on the basis of these FIRs, has written to the Enforcement Directorate that these offences which have taken place, financial irregularities, cheating, forgeries, they all amount to predicate offences as defined under the PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And we have requested the Enforcement Directorate to take cognizance and investigate these cases as per the provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, since these are proceeds of the crimes which are already registered at Bandra police station. One of the offences of 44 crores is already transferred from Bandra police station to EOW and is under investigation by EOW. The main offence about which we wanted to share information with you is in respect of these 1250 crores, which has recently been registered. In addition to this, another very, very shocking and incident which came to our notice was some months ago. Some of the ex-employees of the trust came to the trustees, and they informed us that some black magic practices have been performed in the court, in the premises of the hospital, especially in the office where Mr. Prashant Mehta and his mother, Mrs. Charu Mehta, used to sit. So, on the basis of that information, in the presence of some witnesses, following the due process, the flooring of the room was dug up, and 8 urns, kalash, containing human remains, rice, and other articles which are used for black magic were found in that room. And this amounts to an offense under Black Magic and Evil Practices Act, which is an act of the state. And on basis of that, we again lodged a complaint with the Bandra police station. When police failed to act on that complaint, we approached the court of Honorable Magistrate JMFC 12th Court, and the Honorable Magistrate was pleased to order an inquiry, and he himself conducted an inquiry. Already verification of the complaint has been done, and further inquiry. The matter was so serious, the magistrate himself has started inquiry in the case, and there's plenty of evidence available. And so these are the four cases we wanted to share with you. And these are the malpractices which happened over a period of 20 years when the old trustees, illegally appointed trustees, were in the charge of the hospital. So as of now, we have requested the Enforcement Directorate and hope uh, proceedings under PMLA are initiated by the Enforcement Directorate. So we'll be happy to and free to take any questions that you may want to ask about this.
What did the employees say? Why were they worried?
So the purpose was black magic and evil practices. Uh, Obviously, the purpose was the belief and the purpose behind this was to harm the trustees who sit in those rooms. And people who sit there is Mrs. Charu Mehta, who's the permanent trustee, and Mr. Prashant Mehta. The purpose was definitely a very evil purpose, and that itself, following and indulging in such practices, is a offense per se by itself. Hence, the Honorable Magistrate has initiated an inquiry on his own. So one offense, which was about 12 crore amount was involved, that is being investigated by the Bandra police station. The other offense where amount involved was 44 crores legal expenses that has been transferred to EOW. And the latest offense about in siphoning of funds to the tune of 1250 crores is right now with the Bandra police station, but we are told since the amount involved is large, it might also be transferred to EOW. All offences are under investigation for arrest. Not as yet, or as Mr. Prashant Mehta just shared with you, all trustees are based out of Belgium and Dubai. I don't think any of them has participated in the investigation so far, or I think they have probably gone for quashing in one of the offences, but other than that, there is no other challenge to these proceedings anywhere. So all of them are fled India? When the present trustees got the charge of the hospital at that time, anticipating that all these misdeeds will come out, it seems they fled at that point of time abroad. All of them are abroad. So ED has taken cognizance of the complaint? No, we have requested ED to take cognizance. We have recently written. In fact, today itself the letter has gone from. Sorry? We have made a representation that these are predicate offences and these are proceeds of the crime to the tune of maybe about 1500 crores or more. Since the investigation is already done, what are the chances of the recovery of the proceeds? We so we hope the chances are there. It is subject of investigation. Where the monies were siphoned off, whether the suspicion, in fact, a strong suspicion is since the accused have fled abroad. So probably some of the funds would have been siphoned off to offshore account also. We have also submitted details of some of the offshore accounts to the Enforcement Directorate, and that is what we have prayed that all transactions and their offshore accounts must be fully investigated to recover the funds and to bring the accused to the book. So since so much amount has been signed off, what is the effect that this has had on the operations of the recovery and what efforts we have done to? I'll request Mr. Prashant Mehta to answer this question.
Well, I mean, obviously there is a impact on the hospital because with this money we could have built another three hospitals. I mean, having 1,500 crores plus money gone by, it does impact. But the current board of trustees is functioning very well. In fact, they are making every effort to recover the funds. And we are also in the mode of expansion of other hospitals. We have tied up with other big hospitals in the US for technology, doctors training, all of that. So the current board is making every endeavor to ensure that the functioning is not disrupted and to enhance the services, the present services of the hospital.
So I would like to add here that this is a charitable trust. So this money would have been used for the charity, for the welfare of the and well-being of the patients. Now it's been siphoned off by the various criminals, and which could have been utilized for welfare of the society, has been cornered by some as ill-gotten gains by some of the criminals.
This is one of the biggest medical scams of the century, I would say. To this magnitude, this kind of scam has never been done in the medical field, at least. You mentioned that you are taking some initiatives for the medical. Could you elaborate on how we are going that? No, so we have tied up with Mayo Clinic also for nursing, doctors training here. So, there are many programs which we are ensure that we get the best medical treatment and to the patients itself. So there it is, every endeavor is being made for that.